I'm not surprised, because Caveira, other than the same thing as a zombie, is gonna slit my throat when we're done, is caked. And I'm sorry I didn't get the honk honk on Ying's. That's why I'm sorry she's gone so early. In this bracket, not one of you voted for Scopos. Again, I understand you have self-esteem issues with that small PP, so I'm not surprised that Scopos didn't get a single vote. This is a continuation from last video. Go watch that one after this one. And here's a small snippet. Maybe 89% of you like to get pegged because Ram is probably pegging. Honestly, yeah. The only thing that scares me with a zombie is she's probably gonna slit my throat when she's done, but you know, it was probably worth it, you know. That arm never gets tired. Now, when I was making this bracket, I didn't put much thought into who goes where. I just started grabbing the female operators and put them on a list. So I kinda did something diabolical. Caveira versus Ella. Yeah, that's fucked up on so many levels. They are both 1 seeds and they faced each other in the first round. And I'd say I'm sorry, but I'm really not. Ella got bounced in the first round. I'm gonna be honest with you. After looking at all these skins, I'm not surprised. And that's not because Ella isn't a baddie. Because Caveira, other than the same thing as a zombie, is gonna slit my throat when we're done, or if I piss her off, I'm dead. Is caked. Absolutely caked. I don't think I need to say much more, but I will. Ash is Lara Croft. She's got the Lara Croft skin and everything. Nah. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Caveira should be Lara Croft because Caveira's got the real cake. Ash wishes she had that type of cake because Lara Croft has got the cake like Caveira. I'm surprised it only took me 2 takes to say correctly. And speaking of Ash versus Frost. Lara Croft versus Big Mommy Milker's Frost. Ash isn't Lara Croft because Big Mommy Milker's Frost fucking stomped her fucking throat out. 18% of people voted for Ash and 82% of people voted for Frost, and I'm not surprised at all. And you shouldn't be either. So this is the last round before the losers bracket. And, you know, I'd like to say that it was close because Alibi really isn't even that great. Alibi is very, very mid. But it wasn't close at all. 98% of you horny fucks chose Alibi. Huh. I guess you didn't want to hear Is It In Yet. You guys have PTSD too much because she's paralyzed from the waist down. So, I mean, you probably have PTSD of people saying Is It In Yet? So, I'm not surprised only 2% of you voted there because she wouldn't feel it anyways, just like normal. So, I'm not surprised. And I'm sorry if I'm stirring up bad memories. So now, we're on to the losers bracket. Well, there's only 4 people to get out of the losers bracket. You have to win against your competitors to get back into the bracket. In the first round, we have Callie versus Clash versus Ying versus Nomad. And I'm gonna tell you, you're not gonna be surprised about who only got 5% of the votes. I'm surprised it was 5%. Clash got 5% of the votes. The next person who is officially eliminated with Clash is Ying, with 19% of the votes. Now the last 2 got 45% and 31%. 31% of the votes, and the final person going home, officially, snubbing their torch out of Survivor, leaving home empty-handed and dickless, going home to the shower where the dildo is strapped to the wall because they couldn't find someone to vote for them over somebody else, is Nomad. Nomad is going home and Callie is winning with 45% of the votes. Those are our first 3 officially eliminated women. And the only one I'm sorry to is Nomad and Ying. You both got done dirty. Nomad versus Stokabai and Nomad versus Callie. You didn't stand much of a chance and I'm sorry. And I'm sorry I didn't get the honk honk on Ying's. That's why I'm sorry she's gone so early. But we move on. With the second round of elimination, it is Brava versus Thorn versus Twitch. After just reading those 3 names, you won't be surprised to hear that Twitch won because the other 2 weren't even fucking close. 9% Brava, 13% Thorn, 78% Twitch. It wasn't even fucking close. Twitch is staying in the bracket, going through the losers bracket. And this is where I might say, going through the losers bracket might be easier because you're going against other losers until the end of the game. So, it might be easier if you lost. I don't know, just something to think about. I know the results, you don't yet. Well, you might know it because you voted in them, and then you would know some of the results because it shows you the result. But, I mean, that doesn't matter. Just cut. So, I'm gonna start this one off with, how did Gridlock 30? At least when I checked for the polls, Gridlock didn't get a single vote in the Gridlock, Finka, Ella, and Arunai vote. And don't get me wrong, I wouldn't have voted for Gridlock either, but not one of you voted for Gridlock? Not one of you like chunky women?
No, he's got a point.
Anyways, Gridlock didn't get a single vote. Finka got 3% of the votes. I mean, again, I'm not surprised. And obviously Ella won. Arunai got 10.9% of the votes, basically 11%. And Ella got 85.6% of the votes. It wasn't even fucking close, obviously. The only reason Ella's in the loser bracket is because she versed Caveira. And again, in this bracket, not one of you voted for Scopos. Again, I understand you have self-esteem issues with that small PP, so I'm not surprised that Scopos didn't get a single vote. I'm just surprised. You know, I'm just not surprised. Valkyrie got 63% of the votes. It says 62.9, but I needed to make the little sliver there, so like to make it look like Scopos got a vote, but she didn't get a vote. So Valkyrie got 62.9 or 63% of the votes, and Ash got 37% of the votes, 62.9%, which means Muscle Mommy is moving on through the losers bracket. And here's a quick ad from our sponsor, me. I have merch, as you can see. Buy some or don't. I'll cry either way. Richard.com. Now back to your regularly scheduled program. We left off with almost all of round 1 finished except the last 2 round 1 votes, which were the winners of the loser brackets, so they got back into the normal bracket. That sounds confusing. It's easy enough to understand when you think about a bracket and they get back into the first round by losing. All right, I'm explaining too much. Let's go. Twitch versus Valkyrie. It was a close matchup, but Muscle Mommy Valkyrie could not pull it off against Twitch. The juggernaut Twitch. Really not a juggernaut, but they just couldn't beat Muscle Mommy. It could beat I can't speak. Okay, 54% Twitch, 46% Valkyrie. I can't speak. Cut. And the last 2 that made it through the loser round to the bracket, Callie versus Ella. And Callie worked so hard to get back into the loser bracket, get back in, just to get stomped by Ella. 15% Callie, 85% Ella. It's not surprising that Harley Quinn looking ass easily stomped out at Callie. So obviously round 1 has the most competitors and it's gonna have the most votes. It's gonna take us the longest to get through. If you wanna see what happens in round 2, 3, 4, and is there a 5th? I don't remember. The rest, watch next video. And get your hand off your dick while looking at me. Disgusting. Roll the outro. If I had a nickel for every time Alibi has won during this, well, I'd only have 2 nickels, but it's weird that it's happened twice. I'm very proud of you guys, you know? Your dicks think a lot like mine, so it's good. I think.